I risked £200 on this box of Harry Potter trading cards to try and find an autograph worth thousands. So back in the 2000s, a company called Artbox worked in partnership with the Wizarding World to release trading cards alongside each of the films. There were standard boxes which are basic trading cards to collect, and a slightly more expensive version called a hobby box, which also included autograph cards by the Harry Potter cast and cards with pieces of props and costumes used in the films. Now our goal for today is to find any of these in this stupidly expensive box of cards. So I'll start opening them on the right side of your screen while I explain everything you need to know, as there's 24 packs to get through. Standard and hobby boxes both have 24 packs, are almost identical in appearance, but on the exterior of the hobby boxes they have this patch added to them which states, "Look out for randomly inserted prop, costume and autograph cards." The packs also have the same patch printed onto them. So if any of you are planning to buy some after watching this video, that is the best way to ensure you have a somewhat chance of getting one of these special cards. But bear with me, as your odds of getting one of these can get quite complicated and tricky depending on a few factors. Which brings me nicely back to my box. This is a hobby box, £200, complete with 24 packs. Ordered from America and shipped right to me in the UK. But would you believe £200 for a vintage box like this from 2008 is quite cheap? But that's why it's so risky, and I wouldn't recommend any of you to do this. These hobby versions can sell anywhere from £900 to £3,000. So how did I get mine for £200? Well, mine was already opened. As you can see, it has no plastic wrapping around it compared to this one, which still has the factory seal, meaning no one has touched what is inside. The box also looks like it's been thrown from the top of Hogwarts. You may be thinking, what difference does it make if you're gonna open the packs anyway? Well, when people buy these boxes, they're hunting down those autographed prop and costume cards, as some can be worth quite a few galleons. Unfortunately, the packs with the prop and costume pieces weigh considerably more than the packs without, so greedy sellers open the heavy packs and sell the lighter ones. Now my box does have all 24 packs, which is the amount you're supposed to get, but there's no way of knowing if the seller has bought individual packs to replace the heavier ones they've opened. Luckily, there's no significant difference in weight for the autograph packs, as they don't have the extra weight that comes with the pieces of props and costume material. But that brings me on to our second problem. The box I've bought is called the Harry Potter World of 3D 2nd Edition. It differs quite a lot to previous releases from Artbox, as they were sold alongside each of the films, and all standard and special cards were related to scenes and characters from that specific movie. However, our Harry Potter World of 3D 2nd Edition box highlights moments from all of the first 6 films, rather than being so specific. In total, there are 11 different signed cards from the cast of the first 6 films. Each character will have had an agreement with Artbox to sit and sign a certain amount for each box, depending on how rare the company wanted the card to be. In most cases, the more popular characters signed the least amount. In the majority of the other release boxes, signed cards were numbered so you knew exactly how many were out in the world and how rare it was to own one. But unfortunately not for this box. What we do know for this box, however, is the chance of getting an autograph card is 1 in every 48 packs, or 2 full boxes of cards. Unfortunately, the problem is that not all of the cards will have been signed. If you got one of these unsigned special cards called redemptions, you would have to send it in to the Artbox headquarters and they would send you back the signed version. Honestly, quite a stupid system if you ask me, but some companies still do the exact same thing still to this day. The main issue with that in 2023 is Artbox is no longer in business, and the expiry date to send off those cards was in the 2010s. 6 out of our 11 possible autograph cards from this box are redemptions, including the elusive Daniel Radcliffe auto, likely to be worth over £15,000. Hey, but it's not all bad news. 2 of the autographs that could still be in here are Emma Watson as Hermione Granger, worth roughly £5,000, and Rupert Grint as Ron Weasley valued at around £2,000. But to a Harry Potter fan like me and you, these are pretty priceless. Even though they aren't numbered, these 2 cards have been labelled ultra rare by collectors. The other 3 possible autographs are James Walters as young Sirius Black in the Order of the Phoenix, Christian Coulson as Tom Riddle in the Chamber of Secrets, and lastly William Melling as Nigel aka Dennis Creevy, also from the 5th film. Another slight concern I noticed while opening them is that the cards seem to have bent into a curve shape, which is obviously not what I expected and wasn't stated by the seller on eBay. I could tell something was wrong before I even opened the packs and was thinking about asking for a refund. But after watching a few other people open the same box, it seems that it's quite common for this particular box due to the cards being lenticular in design, and that plastic has just bent over time. Luckily, the special cards are not lenticular, so fingers crossed they have not suffered the same fate. I haven't gotten too excited about this box because of the likelihood that the costume or prop cards were removed. But there is the chance the seller hasn't replaced packs, and we could still get a costume or prop card. Unlikely since it only cost me £200, but not impossible. There are 6 possible costume cards, and your chance of packing one is 1 in every 80 packs. These include Harry Potter's Quidditch sweater from the Chamber of Secrets scene where he went head to head against Draco Malfoy in the game against Slytherin. Or there could be a piece of Hermione Granger's costume from this scene in The Prisoner of Azkaban. What about Harry Potter's waterproof jacket from the Quidditch scene in the 3rd film? And then there are 3 other random pieces of costumes from both Gryffindor and Slytherin students, more than likely worn by extras from the 2nd and 3rd films. There are considerably more prop cards to be gained from this box, 13 in total. The highlights being one of 240 parts of Draco Malfoy's lantern from the Sorcerer's Stone where Hagrid takes him and the trio into the Forbidden Forest for the first time. One of 120 pieces of the bone used to resurrect Voldemort in the Goblet of Fire during the 3rd task. And one of 100 pieces of Peter Pettigrew's dagger, also from the 4th film. At this point, my hope of getting anything worthy of my £200 was wearing thin. The voices in my head were starting to tell me how much of an idiot I must be to spend £200 on a few pieces of cardboard worth basically nothing once opened. My mind was starting to play tricks, convincing me that each pack in my hand felt thicker, as if it had a costume or prop card inside it. But just when all hope was lost, this happened. You're joking. There was always a chance. That is unlucky. I got an autograph redemption card for Hugh Mitchell as Colin Creevy, the annoying photographer from the Chamber of Secrets. Please use this as your reason not to buy these stupidly expensive cards. Instead, just search for the autograph, prop or costume you want on eBay and buy that specific card on its own. It's not worth the risk.